Westworld is a show about many things. Loops, narratives, loops, machines taking over, loops, Buddhism, loops. And Westworld Season 3 Episode 2 was mostly about, you guessed it, loops. I watched it and my first thought was, that doesn't seem like anything to me. Hi everybody, welcome to our Westworld episode review.
It's okay. It's only me.
If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you've been here several times before, maybe you could hit the like button. I want to try and get to 200 likes to get more traffic into these reviews. So, after the Season 3 premiere last week, that took place in the world outside the park, in Episode 2, we go retro, we go back to the park to spend most of our time with Maeve and Nazis and loops. So this episode was a definite throwback to Season 1. And not in a very good way.
Now what?
Time to pull back the curtain.
So there's the narrative of the robots living in a park built by other robots that humans built. Those robots do not question their reality and live in loops. And then the robots usurp their human overlords. That was what Season 1 was about. And that's what Season 3 Episode 2 was about.
Containment breach. Containment breach. Violación de containment. Containment breach. Violación.
So here are the Buddhist elements once again. The samsara, the cycle of death and rebirth. Even death cannot let you out of this cycle. You die, you get repaired, boom, you're right back in it. And suffering is inherent to life. That has been a staple of Westworld Season 1. And here it is again, in a loop. Only enlightenment can get you out of this loop. That could be the questioning your reality part.
But it's not you.
Of course it's me. Who else would I be, for fuck's sake?
Oh, it's a good script.
Understanding that it's all an illusion, that's an essential part in Buddhism on the way to nirvana.
And the illusion doesn't stop with you. It extends to everything.
But we've been here before. So when the afterlife or whatever it is that all of these robots fled to comes back, and now it's still accessible, and dead characters come back, it feels more like a Marvel story than Westworld. What about some consequence for actions? People actually dying? But I don't know. The loops in the script were everywhere. Hector again trying to complete missions that are impossible to complete. He dies, he comes back, he dies again. Maeve outsmarts the humans.
I've already infiltrated the network. Took a little tour of the base code. Honestly, I don't know who they thought they were dealing with.
Again. The robot that was supposed to be under control is now on the loose. Who could have seen that coming? Do the creators of the show know that we have memories of past seasons? So what's new? Instead of Anthony Hopkins, there's another guy who is even higher up than him on the food chain. And the robots, they can't hurt him because that's how he programmed them to be. He has this technical device. So I'm sure that's gonna be just fine. It's gonna stay exactly like that, and it's not gonna change at all because no way they're gonna loop the storyline of the Season 1 again. How did that work out? Remind me. Did the robots manage to, after all, hurt the humans? I can't remember. That doesn't seem like anything to me. There's also, on top of this logical progression of this storyline, there's also a big hint with Chekhov's knife that is set on the table in the first act and will probably stab this guy in the third act. Or maybe he's just like so smart that his little clicky gadgety thing here is impervious to the rebellion of the robots. Yeah. So the security guy is back. Bernard is again trying to scan himself and find out the truth. Loops on top of loops. The new stuff is security guy has corona. Social distancing, sir. That's not cool. We have humanoid robots that for some reason have been designed with their junk. We had an appearance by the two annoying Game of Thrones creators, D&D, that just made me shout expletives into the screen. And then a totally unwarranted visit to Dragonstone, whatever. But we did have a very cool freeze scene here. Also, a cool take about chess and pawns.
The sooner you come to terms with the fact that you're nothing but a pawn in some sick bastard's personal game, the sooner we can get on with it.
Get on with what?
Winning.
That reminded me of this immortal scene of The Wire season 1.
Alright, so if I make it to the other end, I win.
If you catch the other dude's king and trap it, then you win.
Alright, but if I make it to the end, I'm top dog.
Nah, yo, it ain't like that. Look, the pawns, man, in the game, they get capped quick. They be out the game early.
Unless they some smart-ass pawns.
Okay guys, I'm gonna end this review early because I didn't enjoy this episode that much, and also because I'm on the last freaking day of a 14-day home quarantine after coming back to Tel Aviv from abroad. There was a mandatory quarantine, and today is the day. So I'm worn out. I'm gonna keep my energy for the next reviews. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. I want to thank my patrons for supporting my work throughout the years, and especially now in these troubling times. You guys are what keep this thing rolling. And if you're watching this now, then you will also enjoy our podcast. What are you waiting for? We have a great podcast. We have loads of corona-related content that is both insightful and also not heavy and fun to listen to. We talk about scientific angles, political angles. We're gonna post very, very soon Cabin Fever in Movies, a corona special. That's gonna be awesome. We're doing all kinds of science in movies, history in movies, podcast, all kinds of stuff. Just check it out. The links are in the description. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Google Play, whatever it is. Wherever you get your podcast, check it out. The God Academy podcast. It's really good. I assure you. So bye everybody, and I'll see you here all next week after the next Westworld episode. Bye bye.